One story is how I came up with a yellow horse. Well, I do many other colors as well. I have a green one and I have a red one, and I have even one made out of bricks. Should be one out of fire as well. But yeah, yellow is not exactly this yellow, but I was riding around with one yellowish horse. Wasn't that yellow, but I added some. But yeah, I like to put some surreal colors on animals and have some cartoonish comic style. That's one part inspired of pop art that I like and do somewhat about something similar to pop art, but not exactly pop art. I'm not purely in one style. I'm not doing pop art. Do I have? But I do have pop art components, and I am not the pure surrealist. But I do have surrealistic components in my works. So it's somewhat in a gray zone in between. So I go in between the styles, and so I come up with things like this one. But yeah, I was riding around with a yellowish horse, and one of them I lumber around with horses time to time, and I visit the stable, and then I visit the countryside, and I take a few rides around the forest or some uh, forest tracks and in nature tracks, like, and it's nice to have uh, contact with the country life and horses. I grew up in a countryside, but not. We didn't have any horses. We had a small farm like thing, where we had some other animals like rabbits and cows and a few others. So now I don't live in countryside, but I like to visit countryside. But yeah, sometimes if I visit the farm life, it's pretty nice. If I have to live in it day in and day out, then maybe not really for me. But yeah, sometimes visiting and lumbering around with horses and helping the horse trainer to train some wild horses and some other like adventures with horses like this are actually pretty nice. So they are pretty inspiring. I also made a stunt where my riding instructor jumped the horse over me when I was laying on my back on two chairs, and she jumped over me. That's in the video as well, and some horse stunts. I have fallen off horse, and yeah, that's another story. But yeah, a few stunts happen, and it's also inspiring to take a surreal twist into the horse, do horses that don't exist anywhere else than in my paintings. Like, I like making things that exist nowhere, only because of I painted them. That's why they exist. So it makes an interesting touch, and I like that about surrealism, that gets me things that are nowhere except in my painting. And these are always turn out interesting, and I mix up and continue to mix up many different styles and many different images that don't necessarily belong together, but if I put them together, they will fit together pretty nicely and they work out together.